Hi, I am Renugadevi. I am working as an assistant professor in Dr. SNS Rajalakshmi College of Arts and Science. I belong to BBA department. In this video, we are going to discuss about the difference between the GST and VAT. So let's start with this video through the what is the difference or key difference between the GST versus VAT. Before we are going to know about the differences, first of all, what is the concept under the GST and what is called VAT? We have to introduce introduction about both concept separately. So now we are going to discuss about the GST introduction. Actually, the GST is nothing but goods and service tax. So this is a unified indirect tax system. So actually, this GST was implemented in our country in the year 2017. That is the 1st July 2017 only. This GST was implemented in our country. Actually, this GST levied at the point of consumption. That means whenever we are going to purchase the any items at that time we are supposed to pay the goods and service tax, that is the GST. Okay, actually this tax applies both goods and services, and also this GST eliminates the cascading effect, that is we are supposed to reduce the tax burden of the taxpayers. So this is the main benefit only we have to introduce GST in India the year 2017. Next, we move to what are the structure involved in the GST. Actually, under the prime structure of GST is we are supposed to categorize the three activities. Okay, so three main elements. One is CGST, SGST, and IGST. That is CGST is nothing but Central Goods and Service Tax. SGST, that is Sales Goods and Service Tax. Then third category IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So the first two element, that is the CGST and SGST. This actually we have to trade within the state. Okay, so that is intra state activity involved in the particular transaction, that is called the within state, that is a intra state. Okay, then next, third concept involved in the IGST. Actually, this particular transaction happened between the two different state. That is a outside state we are supposed to transacting the goods and services. So that IGST involved and also collecting all the amount and keep it in the central government. But that intra-state, they are supposed to collect the GST amount. They have to share between the central and state government. So this is the way only they have to make the structurized GST in India. Next topic we are supposed to discuss in this video is VAT, that is value added tax. Actually, this is also call it as a indirect tax on the sale of goods. Actually, before we are implementing GST, we are supposed to follow the VAT system, and this VAT levied on the only the value added at every stage, and also it's applicable only to the goods, not for services. But GST we are supposed to levy the items on goods and services, but here VAT system they have to apply only for the goods, not for the service product. Okay. The next, actually, this VAT is replace the earlier tax system. That is a sales tax or service tax. Everything they have to collect it in the previous category. Okay. So that's why we have to replace this VAT instead of the older system. The next the tax burden will be shared between the buyer and the seller. That is, they are supposed to collect the tax from the customers and pay to the government. This is the procedure or the followed under the VAT system. And objectives under the GST and VAT is it's a uniform tax code. Under this VAT is they are generate to revenue for the government, and also they are collecting the taxes different stages of production and sales. The next we move to the difference between the GST and VAT. Actually, the GST is applicable the stages of consuming the goods and services, but VAT is applicable only for the goods, not for services. And also, second difference we are considering it, that amount equally shared between the state and central government under the GST. But VAT system, they have to keep the amount only in the state. And also under the GST, they have to follow the uniform tax structure. But VAT, we have to use it based upon the state, we have to follow the rules and regulation. Next difference under the GST is they are supposed to collect the amount and credit worthiness will be making and the benefit to the particular taxpayers. But under the VAT system, they are having a followed a different tax rate they have to follow. Next difference under the GST is you can claim the ITC, that is input tax credit is applicable under the GST, but under the VAT, while we are talking about the VAT, that is not applicable. And also the payment of we have to collect the GST is both system, online and offline, we have to use it. But under the VAT system, they have to apply only the offline payment.